A thread by Soul War. Rudy's revenge. Giuliani wipes out the Biden family with class and evidence. Rudy Giuliani dropped a video last night where he casually, at his desk as an elderly, polite gentleman, machine gunned the entire Biden family to death politically. Link in the thread. Rudy Giuliani. Federal crimes uncovered in Biden hard drive. Giuliani, as Trump's lawyer, is in the crosshairs, much like A.G. Barr and the Orange Nightmare himself. I did a screenshot of some of the hundreds of smear pieces the mainstream media wrote about him as he was in the Ukraine, uncovering the Biden family's rampant and, up to then, protected corruption. Following the Ukrainian shenanigans closely and upon the election of a new Ukrainian president, who was an outsider to boot, I wondered what that would stir up. I really want people to take time to watch Giuliani's video. He lays out dispassionately a devastating RICO case. Setting aside the missing $5.1 billion in U.S. aid, if what's alleged to be on Hunter's laptop by Giuliani is accurate, it puts Hunter in federal prison for life, probably gets some of the other family members jailed, and utterly wrecks Joe Biden's presidential bid outright. When appearing on Friday morning's Fox and Friends, Giuliani mentioned he has, besides all the other criminal activity alleged on the laptop, 5 additional pieces of evidence known only to him or Hunter Biden. The hosts were stunned and obviously horrified. Sucks to be you, Fox. Understand what Rudy is doing here. These evil people spent 4 years framing President Trump with allegations and innuendo they knew to be false, and in some cases they edited, changed evidence to go after Trump, his family, and inner circle for the very things they were doing. Kevin Kleinsmith took a plea deal for editing an email from the CIA that confirmed Carter Page was a CIA asset, not a Russian asset. He edited it to say he is a Russian asset. He assisted the CIA in exposing and arresting Russian espionage agents. But to get the FISA warrant, the Spygate plotters needed Kleinsmith, needed Page to be dirty, so they could use the warrant to spy on the entire Trump campaign. Therefore, Page needed to be dirty. The CIA email exonerates Page. In a genuine investigation, Page would be cleared. No warrant. See the problem? So Kleinsmith broke the law. He edited the email to remove Page as a cooperating asset and source, and submitted the edited email to the FISA court, casting Page as a traitor. This is how the FBI catches criminals these days. They create them, and the criminals are anybody standing between them and the status quo. Now, looking at General Flynn in a nutshell, no fancy lawyer talk. The FBI hatchet people wanted to take Flynn out and edited, see a pattern, the 302 interview document to, voila, make a 33-year military patriot out to be a criminal. Peter Strzok and Lisa Page did that. Unconscionable. Their boss, Andrew McCabe, said, first we fuck Flynn, then we fuck Trump. Flynn was going to restructure the intelligence community, and his advisory position as national security advisor would first cripple, then expose all the illegal spying done under Obama. He's got to go, so they set him up. The now famous handshake will go down in history. What people need to know is during that meeting, Obama took Trump aside and said, do not, under any circumstances, hire Mike Flynn. He's a bad guy. When Trump ignored them, they leaked, edited, and lied Flynn out of the White House. They sniffed around all of the Trump family, including his grandkids. They went after Don Jr. hard with the Trump Tower meeting. All came to nothing. The entire time they were damaging and trying to destroy lives. They were hip deep in the very crimes they were charging others with. Giuliani watched all of this. When the rumblings of the Ukraine scandal started, he went over to check it out since the U.S. Embassy wouldn't even allow any officials from the Ukraine visas to visit the U.S. Rudy found a prosecutor's dream, a monumental level of corruption. The Ukrainian officials were furious. The previous regime had looted the treasury and fled, leaving behind tens of thousands of documents incriminating everyone involved in their graft, including U.S. officials and politicians in D.C. The U.S. Embassy under Ambassador Yovanovitch killed all attempts to find the missing U.S. aid and refused to allow anyone to travel to the U.S. to present their evidence to U.S. officials in the States. Excuse me. About this time, the son of a bitch got fired video, excuse me. The video of brazen Joe Biden surfaced. WAPO claimed this never happened. Link in the thread to the Facebook link. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. As I've said, the mainstream media went after Giuliani hard during his visit. Smear City, utterly vile. Unfazed, Rudy returned with the evidence, and shortly thereafter, AG Barr took possession to review it and determine its veracity. Rudy was telling everyone who'd listen he'd hit a home run. What are now called the Optima raids came out of that. Federal teams raided offices linked to Privat Bank in Cleveland and Miami and seized records and assets. That's just one element of the Ukraine scandal. Oligarchs buying U.S. real estate with stolen U.S. aid money. Now, there's the laptop. Looking at the reaction of big tech, DC, and the mainstream media, I'd say whatever that crackhead idiot abandoned is 100 times worse and even more damning. If what I'm hearing and seeing indicated is true, Rudy is presiding over the destruction of a vile cabal with steely, cold relish. In Rudy's video at the 155 mark, listen to and look at him. He cannot describe what he saw. He's an adult. You're probably an adult. I'm surmising Hunter is one very depraved and effed up individual, and part of what's on there doesn't involve an adult. If true, that's coming out. So, these vile and destructive people have done everything possible to destroy Trump, his family, and supporters for 5 years. Their bill has come due. Rudy's going to do their consequences to them with a deep sense of justice and satisfaction. Buy popcorn, folks. Lots of it.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.